Well, howdy, folks. Welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We're dropping off some steel. It's not a full load of steel, though. There's a lot of bricks still in this train, and I think it's time to maybe tweak the route a little bit so that we're not taking as many bricks. I don't know. I think we should probably deliver these bricks to more places because we are just pretty inefficient with it. So I'm going to send this thing to San Antonio a little bit preemptively here. It's still holding some steel. We'll see what happens. In fact, I think maybe if you're still holding the steel by the time you reach Riverside, you should probably just unload it all, which is what it does. Okay, so I've made a lot of changes. A lot of them. For starters, our fuel system has been upgraded. We are kicking out the oil very well. And so I have taken the liberty of upgrading both of our fuel trains. Very, very good, yes. So 96 capacity in each one now, and they really hum. Now they purr, okay? Their previous max speed was 25. Now they get themselves up close to 50 before they, and they pass by each other wonderfully. Bye, up there, exactly the same thing with 96 capacity each. So far, that's pretty balanced to what we get available by the time it arrives. I'm monitoring it. It looks like I might be able to add another tanker. I've added a couple of vehicles in this, and so I might be able to add another tanker there. But, Wichita Falls. Ooh, it stopped being upgraded. Wichita Falls was upgraded, and it wanted the construction materials. So I was getting excited because I thought, hey, I can bring that down to Wichita Falls. But now, not so much. So I think what I'll do anyway is to make a loop with Glendale because it wants more bricks and we can bring them in to all these guys. And since we don't have a route to this yet, these guys want it. So let's give it to them if I can. Before I do that though, I did want to show, first off, I want to see where they are. Okay, so it looks like residential's on this side. We should put the train station on this side. Okay. I wanted to show Gilbert. It's running. I don't know if it's working though. I kind of said it and forgot it and went about my business. Making a killing. Not sure why our money down is so far down on water here, but maybe it's because the deliveries haven't been done yet. I don't know. Anyway, Gilbert should be receiving tools soon. Maybe not in these next couple of cars. There they go. So it takes a while to like when they're on their loop, but they got a full bin of tools here. There they are. And so now Gilbert can get delivered tools. Very, very nice. Riverside. Look at this thing, baby. I mean, granted, we're a little bit short on the planks, but that's because it comes in on... it actually comes in on the boats now, as well as coming in on the train. Now, I've got a bit of an inefficiency that I've kind of got to work through regarding the final goods route that we had before. And I want to address that in this video because it's kind of a big bottleneck. You see all these boats just sitting there? Well, they're kind of waiting, right? They're all waiting for the same thing. In fact, this one still has the plastic on it, which is really silly. Go deliver that. You're enough to where you can go deliver it to the port, please. But like a lot of these guys are just waiting, and that's because we are not making enough plastic, which means we're not bringing enough oil here to satisfy the needs. And if I go all the way over to West Jordan, you're going to see that West Jordan has quite a few goods that are not delivered. Now, that number was actually pretty high before, but I sent a couple of these boats early on. I sent a couple of these boats just straight to... I said, you know what? I'll eat the bill. Don't even worry about hauling plastic. Just go over here and pick up the goods. And so they did that, and that's a little bit smaller now, but there's still a lot going on here. So what I would like to do... We even have goods being delivered here, although very slowly. What I would like to do is I'd like to get set up with a big oil tanker on the river. You can see we're making a killing now. It's great. I like it. I love this number going higher. It's good. So we're making a killing here, and I want to use that to expand into a new infrastructure and to really like finalize all the rails that I wanted. And so I have gone in, and you might notice as we scroll through things, I have gone in and expanded the rail lines a bit. So we have multiple lines that come through. They are not just three. There's 2 cargo stations. This is a pass-through line in case you're not stopping at that station. We've got signaling set up. We've got some crossings in here in case, like, basically I want them to keep right. But if they're going through as a pass-through to get around somebody, then they need to be able to get back to the right. So they will cross here and then you know, get back over, and they keep their speed for the most part. I think that part right there goes to like 72 and not 75, but it's fine. In here, it's a little bit sharp, but if you're in this area, you're not going very fast anyway, so it's no big deal. Yeah, that's it. I've upgraded this, and I've decided to make a change to it, so here we go. Oh, Wichita Falls. There it is. There it is. There it is. They want. Yes, they want it. They want. So we're going to give them what they want. I am going to, first and foremost, I think probably it's best to go in and configure this and eliminate the passenger station like this. Okay, now we can make this where the pass-through line goes. We can make that way because, at least I think we can. I'm pretty sure this platform will work for this rail. I think. If it doesn't, I guess I'll just have to flip it. But we're going to make this the pass-through line. I think it's a little bit better because it's already next to it, and it just needs to stay next to it and then merge over in. So, yeah. That way, when the fuel is going towards the refinery this way, they just pass right through here. And I want the tracks on this side because I need to go that way with it. So, what we'll do is we'll reconfigure this. Kind of already did that. Hey, let's try this one. We want to go in and do something like this. Yep. And then we bring the track in. Whoops. Hey now. We want to bring the track in from here. Nope, from here. Yep. And connect it like that. There we go. All right, and then we want to merge from this side too. So we need to get rid of this. I don't know about keeping speed, but at the moment the trains really get to about 50, so it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. I realize that the max speed is going to help me make more money in the end, so I do, of course, want to prioritize having some good speed here, but it is also a little bit difficult to maintain speed with this, just because of how everything is working here, how it wants to move around and wants to go and dip down and all these things. But I think I might be able to 64, 66, 69, 70. 70 good enough? 70 is kind of good, right? I guess it's not as good as 75 though. So there is your 75 mile an hour merger. Doesn't look half bad. I like it. Let's go. All right, so that gives me the merger I need, and then I'll just make sure the signal is waiting for someone if they go down there, okay? And then over here, yep, it looks like we're pretty good. So only one train in this area at a time, and that makes total sense. Although, if we wanted to have multiple trains here, I don't see why we can't, you know? If we wanted to have multiple trains. I think one for now. So what we'll do is we'll use this part here. Make sure there's no warnings, okay? We'll use this part here to bring in the extra stuff. They want goods, right? And they want the construction bricks. And I'm here to serve, okay? I'm here to please. I'm here to give everyone what they want. That's what I do. So let's do this. We're going to start. This is being a pass-through line. So we're going to let that be a pass-through line, but we're going to have this track go all the way out, and I think we'll probably... I'm just trying to figure out if I should take it all the way over like this, or if I should redo this junction. I think I will leave this on its own path. It has nothing to do with the oil, and I really just don't see why it has to share a track with oil when it's clearly within my financial means to make it separate. And so I think I'll just keep it, and we'll look to bend this over and merge it that way. So what we want to do is we have obviously, San Antonio is doing its thing, and that's good. We have that pass-through line that's right there. So if with San Antonio, we'll go ahead and get another cargo platform on this side. Okay. There we go. And then we also want another track, of course. So we'll get another track like this. Very good. Okay. And this one is going to connect to... It's actually going to go this way. And I want to say it was going to go to Pittsburgh, but in actual fact, we're just going to go straight to Wichita Falls with this. I don't think there's a real reason necessarily to connect Newport directly right now. There is food that's in demand. I was thinking about putting a port down here anyway, but you know, it's kind of getting crowded with ports, aren't we? So perhaps we don't do that. So let me play around with how I want this rail line to be. There's going to be a bridge here too, and bridges are incredibly expensive, but I've been waiting to make the bridge until I had a lot of money, and hey, look, we got a lot of money. The other reason I wanted to is because I wanted to have big boats so that I could see whether or not I was about to block those big boats, because I don't exactly know how high I have to be to not block the boats. So I wanted to do that. Now I know there's a visual display. It will show me is like you have to be this high or whatever for the boats. I know it will say that, but I don't know if it's saying that for just the little boats or if it says it differently for big boats. So I'm going to now be able to test that out. So for the tracks, we're going to lift them up about like this probably. Let's see, how high is that boat? Oh, that's more than enough, isn't it? Oh, that's sufficiently high. I think that's maybe even a bit too high. We could probably go about here. I think that's probably safe. All right, so if I'm going, and there may be taller boats in the future, which is why I want the UI to tell me this. So I think I'm going to go across about like that. That's $1 million just to do that. Now, by doing that, there's a little path right here where they can get through, and you're going to notice that the max speed is 56 over the bridges. There's actually several spots where ships could cross under here, and I think I like that big space, but I would love to have 3 individual places where they could, yes, like that. I would like to have that if I could get away with that so much. And I think that'll be okay. It's just my big concern here is that I can't connect this without slowdowns because there's a big grade here, and I also wanted the option to go this way from it, so just the option to do it. And I think I've given myself enough room to do that, but that's kind of close, I think. Maybe we should pull that back just a tad. Maybe pull it back to... actually, you know what? Why don't we try this? So we have this crossing right here, right? So this cross right here is for if the train is going to go past through. So if you're going to stay on this track, you'll end up at the San Antonio station. But if you're not going to stop at the San Antonio station, you can go and pass through. Now, if there's already a train to pass at the San Antonio station, which there may be because we're going to get boxcars very soon. I keep saying that, but we're going to. I could have already done it, but I wanted to show you in video, right? So like I have limited time per video, it's just the way it is. If there's already a train there, my suspicion is that they will be smart enough to take that pass-through route. So they'll merge here really quickly and then merge over here. And then, all right, sorry about that cut. My hard drive filled up. Man, I'm recording a whole lot for this game. So I'm looking at this, and I've decided to make this my bridge, or at least I've been kind of playing around with it a little bit. And I think this is kind of where I'm going for. You see the navigable waters layer. I can say that word. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that if this is connected solid all the way through, then boats can go through that. So that's what I've got, and I kind of went high enough to where that boat is, ship 21 is, I think anyway, I did it to where that boat can make it underneath. I know these little ones can easily, so I'm hoping that the big one can too, because it says it's green, so we're gonna go with that as my bridge. Now, for the bridge, I was trying to decide whether or not I wanted trains to have to wait for other bridges. Like, am I doing one train at a time across this bridge, right? Or can I do 2 trains across this bridge? That's kind of depend on a lot of things, I think. So what I've done is I've gone in and I've made this track, right? This right here is gonna bend out this way. So it kind of comes from the pass-through track that's over there. And so it's nice because if they get in here and they get on this track, then they can just keep going and they just keep their speed. And if they want to go that way from this direction, then they merge over here really quick, just like they're going to go on the pass-through track. They get it over here, which gets out of the way of this right away, and then they merge that way. Okay, so that's kind of how that's gonna work over there. So if I was going to connect that, first off, it's very hilly here. There's a lot going on this, but there is a bit of a grade as it works its way downhill. So I need to, just to see, what would it cost me, hypothetically, if I was just going to go like this? And also, what does it look like? So I get to maintain that 75 speed. And actually, it kind of keeps it flat, doesn't it? I get to maintain that speed, but when it gets to here, it starts to make it. And that's also going to make it difficult for me to merge this over onto it. I'm trying not to do it this way. So if I was to dip the bottom down a little bit, that might make it a little bit easier. Kind of sets it down flat on its butt there. I wonder if I could maybe just go a little bit closer, about like this, without sacrificing any speed. If I could maybe go to about here. Would you let me do that? And then, okay, I mean, sacrificing speed isn't a big deal here, right? Because it's already going to take it away from me by going up this grade. Now we're not going to have that much of an issue on this side because it actually goes uphill pretty quickly. So we'll be on a high ground over there pretty quickly. But I think that's okay. I don't know though. So let me see really quick. Again, the speed maintaining doesn't really matter with this because it's going to want to rise up anyway, and it's gonna make us go 56 anyway. So I could just make this rise up a bit like so. Okay, I'm wondering if that's gonna be good enough. Around like that. See how it's rising it up, trying to get it up to this level. Okay, and then if I go up high, yep, like that, it's gonna try to take me up there, which is okay, and then I connect from to there. And so I think that looks a little bit better than it did, right? I think I'm gonna go ahead and connect that, and then this rail, can you get, that's what I was trying to do, is trying to avoid a really steep, yeah, I was trying to avoid that. So why don't we try this? Again, we know we're gonna lose speed on the bridge anyway. So it's not super vital to keep it all the way. Obviously, for the sake of our route, though, you would want to maintain that speed as long as possible. So we're just going to go a little bit like this, and then we're going to cut over like that, about like say, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Just a nice smooth connection that gets me right up to about there. And look at that. It's going to stay 73, 4, 5. Now that is the best I could possibly do with this. I don't think I could do any better on maintaining speed that way. So that connects this up both directions, which is cool. Now, the downside, of course, of having it to be specifically like this is that there's only one bridge. So let's say I got a train coming up here like this, and there's a train coming from this direction that wants to go there too. Yes, you can wait, but he's going your way anyway, right? So I kind of need two sides to this bridge, I think. And so what I'm hoping for is if I can just get it to go, I'd like it to dip faster. If you could make, if you would allow me, if you would you would be just so ever so nice to me and get me to the ground quicker. Is that as quick as you're gonna go? All right, then we'll spread it out a little bit like this then. And we'll say that that's our bridge, which doesn't look half bad, to be honest. I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to go this way with it, though. Looking to me like that is going to curve this way, and then you are going to curve around. See, I kind of need to know how that's going to curve. So we're going to delete this because I don't need it. It's in a bad spot anyway. You know, like, remember, I realized all too late that you don't actually need that to be fully directly connected. There is still the option to make this even more efficient by making sure that this production, which is in full force and working wonderfully, there's still merit in having the train station be right down here. A dedicated train station purely for this purpose, moving this oil over to that place. And it's going to come over here, drop the fuel off in Newport, then move over here, grab the fuel, and go. There is merit in that, for sure. And I'm still probably going to do it. I just haven't done it yet. Okay, so if this track is coming in here, first off, we really don't need the passenger terminal. I mean, we are going to eventually use it, but I think the passenger terminal is probably going to be over on this side, like this, right? And so the passengers can come over here, and so we leave the cargo on this side. Either way, there's two terminals, and they certainly cannot share tracks. So I would need to add tracks, and that is going to probably start deleting these buildings. I'm gonna I kind of don't want to do that. We want the ability. I think maybe we'll hold off on it for now. I want the ability to take this that way, okay? So we're going to, after the signal, probably after the merge. So this is where it merges, right there. That's where the merge is completed. So if I was going to do it where the merge completed, I have to go that way with it, which, as you can see, the speed, it's making me slow down pretty fast. I'd like it to be a bit better than that. So why don't we maybe do it before this, and that way we can merge it around that way. It's going to be a little more disruptive of the terrain, but it also has the advantage of being on the high ground already, that slight rise in elevation, and we can maintain speed, and it gets it to kind of be right over where we need it, I think. So kind of over here. There's clearly going to be some refunds here because I need this to be the right shape and everything. So we'll go about here, and then it's going to work its way over. And it's about like that, I would think. Yeah, we're rising up, and then we're going to kind of come to meet at a point over here is kind of where I wanted to meet. And I think this one would probably go on that track. But I need them to be able to crisscross each other. So how about I just real quick, let me play around with this a little bit and getting this curve correct. And to be honest, I probably don't even need to play around with it too much. What I probably should be doing is something like this. If I wanted it to merge this way and get on this bridge, then I should just bring this down to where I want it to be. So let's say it's there. Okay, and then I should then put this over about like so. All right, and then leave this next to it like this. And then see if we can't just get this bridge to, you know, B2 over like this. And then what does that do to passable area? I mean, I wouldn't think it would do anything, but it does look different. The pattern looks different than it did before. And so I'm wondering if maybe we just need now more stanchions and stuff. Like you need more posts to hold the bridge up, because this does not look the same. See how wide spread out those are? And then if I go over like this, they're not quite the same. Maybe if I go all the way over and bring it down, maybe if I do this, it'll be the same. No, it's definitely not the same. That's a shame. So how do I get this to stay the way it was? I really don't know if I need two bridges, you know? Like I could just have them, you know, merge onto each other and everything and just have the one bridge, one train at a time bridge. But the thing I'm worried about is that if I have a train at 75 and it's coming around, yeah, it has to drop to 56, but what it doesn't need to do is stop completely and then go really slow up the grade to cross the bridge. I don't want that. I want maintain your speed, just get over the bridge, right? So that makes me want to spend my millions on this bridge, and I think I'm gonna do it anyway. So let's just maybe try from here. Okay, and then if we come over like this, can I maintain that, you know, that spread of the legs right there? I want this to look like all the ships can go underneath it. I guess it's gonna have to be like this. I know that ships can pass under that. I understand that, but I want it to look like they can. And I know that the UI says it can, so I'm gonna go with that. All right, so that's our bridge, and it's 2 tracks, and I think that's probably for the best, just so I don't have to worry about, as much anyway, have to worry about them, you know, having to pass by each other and everything. So we'll do this. So then, if that's the case, then as perfect as this was, as much as I loved that, well, hey, I may be able to keep it. What if can I go straight across this? Oh, you're gonna let me do that. Now, what happens to the... Okay, well, it starts to look terrible, but technically it still works. You know, I mean, it still works in all technicalities, okay? And then we can, at this point, we can also try to merge this side as well. So if I was to start Let's say I wanted to start something like, I don't know, maybe we start it from here. Wrapping around, we got good speed. Good speed-ish, good-ish speed. It's actually not that good. It's actually slowing down a little bit there. All right, you know, I also don't really like how that looks anymore. I'm gonna be a stickler about that. Like, there is just no way in the world that is safe. So I am going to I'm gonna pull that back. This is fine, but this I'm gonna pull that back. As much as that was, as fun as that was, as good as it was, it's just not it's not me, man. All right, I don't do clipping. You ever watched me on this channel? I do not do clipping. It's just part clipping, things like that. Satisfactory was a big offender of that. Everybody's clipping their belts in. I just don't do that stuff, man. I just, you know, I like it to look believable. And part clipping is not believable to me. We're going to raise the middle up a little bit here. See if we can't keep a grade as we wrap around. And again, it doesn't need to maintain speed fully, but it would be a very good thing if it did. If we're going to merge, then we should do it closer to the bridge so that you don't lose all that much speed. So about here, I think, is probably where we want this to be. And you're not going to lose that much speed. You're going down to 65, but you're about to go down to 56 anyway, so it's not a big deal. This is 66, 65. It's, again, you're about to lose speed anyway, but maintaining it through the curve would be a good thing if it's possible to do. Here we go. Nah, still 62 over there. Okay, let me play around with this. I don't want the whole video to be this. I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna have to bring this around like this, and I have to get this to be. I want it to merge, but it's just a little bit difficult to get it to merge cleanly like this. So we're gonna have to kind of do this a little bit more sloppier than I wanted, but it will work. Eventually, okay, we'll go a little bit more here, there, and then if you're coming from this side anyway, then you really don't need to merge over, so I guess we'll just do it like this, and then we'll merge over like this, and there we go. 75 all the way. All right, so there's my track. It goes all the way up. I actually spent a lot of money there, but I actually spent it on the terrain too. I raised the terrain up a little bit, and I was like trying to tweak the terrain to where this part here could look believable, and it's close enough. And I swallow my spit on that. It's close enough to not looking atrocious. And I had to raise the terrain to do it. But that gives me a right and left sort of like directional track on both sides, which is what I wanted for sure. So now what we're gonna do is we will get this track to go over, and I want this to merge. I don't want this to be here. I want this to merge. Can you merging tracks is hard in this game. Like, they really just, they don't like to do it, you know? They really don't like to merge in on each other. I found that I have most success when I start at the track I want to merge to and pull it out like that, and then, you know, proceed. So I found that gives me the most luck. So it'll end up being something like this. So that's our first like triangle junction area. And I haven't actually messed with this because I was messing with that. So, but this gives me 2 tracks, which is nice. This is exactly what I wanted. And then we'll need to get 2 tracks moving in through here and move here. So basically, I want to recreate this, but I want to do so over here on this part here as well. So I'll do that, and then that will hook up Wichita Falls and Newport, and that will hook up them into the existing rail network. We'll then get Palm Bay added, so we can go that way, and I would actually like to get Palm Bay added really quickly here, because I was really hoping actually to use the I was hoping to use this. I'm gonna do something really quick because I have the time and the money to do so. I'm gonna do something really quick just so that I can make sure this doesn't go away, because I would actually like to use this very much so. We're gonna connect you to here, and I could do so cheaper, I guess, but I'm not gonna. Maybe I will bother. I've spent a lot of money lately, and I still have it paused so that I can get my refunds in case I decide I want to back out on something. Okay, so we have this, and then I just want to connect this building to a platform, and we'll just kind of go about like this. It's good enough. And then we'll get one over like this. Now this is going to get planks going, but of course you have to have a usage for those planks. And so what I'm going to do, I think, is set up delivery to get planks somewhere. I need to get planks somewhere. We can get it over here. We can get planks here, and then we can transport them over here, because that totally makes sense. And then we'll have a really one car, right? That will just one car that will do this route until we can get the rail sorted out. So I think that's how we'll do it. And it's already connected with the roads, so I don't really need to do anything else other than doing something like this and coming over here and then doing something like this. Now, of course, you have to have a place to deliver the parts to as well, right? That is a requirement as well. And Palm Bay actually does want these, so that sets it up. There you go. But these guys won't produce without steel, and it's like this is like we can do this. I know it. Here, just I'm gonna save this stupid thing. All right, I want to save that. I don't want that to move. I want that to be there. I'm gonna bring this over. This is all temporary. This is all gonna be rail soon. All right, but I just don't want it to go away right now. So we're just gonna, yeah, I'll put it this way. I'm spending 63 grand on a road that is completely temporary. Why am I doing that? I could just connect it here, and then you have this really long, stupid path, but at least it's a path kind of thing, right? I mean, it's already connected. Why do I even bother? Right? I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to go, because again, this is all going to be rail driven, but I really want that forestry to stay. I had plans for that. Because otherwise, without that, I have... like, I guess steel is a possibility, but other than that, right, I have nothing I can bring from Palm Bay to West Jordan, right? I want to be able to bring goods down here. Not goods. I want to be able to bring, well, actually, no, hang on. This is a boxcar. The route here is all boxcar and tankers. There's no reason to really bring anything here, I guess. Huh. Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, if we can get these machine parts like locally sourced, Palm Bay then grows by itself, right? I mean, that's still a thing. It's still a thing. I mean, I want to add something and then improve something, right? Let me do the rail. This is the whole focus for the video. Let me just do this rail. I'll be right back. All right, I'm hoping this works. Again, I don't need it to be 75 all the way in, but I need it to be pretty good. It's not connecting. That's my worry right now, is that it's actually not connecting to the other track. But I've almost got this done. I had to completely redo this track. It just wasn't at the right angle to cooperate with this. So I've got these two that merge. This had to do a little bow thing to get it to maintain speed, but we did it. You know, in general, this side here is traveling this way, and this side is traveling that direction. And so if we were looking at signals, we would say, hey, you know, you probably need to stop in case there's something coming this direction. Probably should stop before you get there. And if you're coming this way and you're trying to cross and somebody else is coming, well, you should probably stop because you just came from the station. But I feel like it's one of those things where I probably should stop it even earlier, right? Stop him back here, maybe. I don't know. We'll play around with signals once I got the track connected, I guess. But this track is really being really stubborn with me. This one last one here, it just does not want to connect. At least not without slowing down greatly. Hang on. What just happened? Well, okay then. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's what we got. Cool. If you're going that way, you will stop for the bridge. You will also stop for the bridge. Everyone who's on the bridge has the right of way immediately. So that's it. These two tracks, good to go. And then if you're coming around the bridge here, you will stop for anything that's happening in this direction, and you get the right of way coming this way to get into the station. That's fine because it's oil, and I want oil to have the right of way here. coming into there anyway. If they're leaving this direction, though, I feel like they should have to wait, actually. So why don't we put that right there? It's fine. There we go. Wasn't sure if I had to pay to remove that rock or not. I had to click to find out. Looks like it's pretty good. I want to say we're pretty good here. You know, we clearly have one that's going to stop for everybody else. There is a merger point here as well. And this purpose of this is so if the pass-through line is on this side, or we start doing passengers, that might happen too. If you're here and you're going over here, you can merge over to get on the right side of the track before you go. Now, I probably should have this be earlier on that because there's a chance the train will be long enough to block that. So I actually probably should do this much earlier than I did. So why don't we just go back a little bit here. We'll just try to remove that. Doesn't need to be there. And we'll just pull this back even further. Let's say trying to get this third line to get on the actual, you know, the right directional track here. So we'll go like this, and then I'm just going to have you try to merge over now. Can you just merge over without interrupting anyone else? You slow down to 66, but do I care? I don't know. I say I don't care, but then, you know, I still have to tweak it so I can get those 75s to show up, right? There's that. And then you will then merge real quick as fast as you can to get here. Seems good, man. All right. So then like that, and then that way the signals for here will be like that. And that should be all, although if there's somebody trying to merge, to be honest, I think you're waiting because this is going through whether you like it or not. They already got speed. All right, I think that's it for the train tracks. I've got everything connected. It looks pretty good. Might need some extra signaling here and there, but the routes, I think the routes will work. You know, I think maybe there's a case to be made that we should have something over here just in case there's a train coming this way and it... no, this line has there's nothing in the way of this line. You're stopping for it. Going this way isn't a big deal. Over here though, you're coming in, and eventually you guys merge into two tracks, but you should wait to do so. And you're gonna clear, so that's fine. You're heading this direction, and you're gonna merge to here and then over, so people here will wait for you. And that is it. I think that's it for my trains. Yeah, I'm good on the train tracks, I think. There's probably something I'm missing here, like, for example, this waiting, right? And I'm gonna have you wait before the road. So if there's somebody here, right, then you gotta wait your turn, that kind of thing. I think I'm good with that. And then this train track has to go that way too. But we've got plenty of trains. Well, at least we're about to have plenty of trains. I will let it run now. All right, so back over here. Now that I got those trains done, I still think I want to save this. I think there's merit in having a logging industry over here, but I've decided I don't care about this specific one because I've got this one. So it's all for naught. Thankfully, I haven't let time go enough yet to not get a refund. So we'll get at least part of our money back for this long, unnecessary road, right? And we may use this. If I do, though, I'll just put it in a more opportune spot. I think all that's a waste. Forget I did that. Just forget entirely that I did that. Okay, is that the video? God, I feel like that's the video. I mean, I don't know how long I've been working it. I don't know how long I've been recording, but hey, that's done. Let's get the box cars, and then we'll call it a video, okay? Because I keep saying we're gonna have box cars. Let's get that, and then we'll call the video. I need a new train depot. Nah, I can just spawn it out of here. All right, so for the box cars, right now, again, it kind of doesn't make sense to get any other train other than this. 47. Going to the 10-wheeler is just, it's $1 million extra. It's extra 100,000+ a year in maintenance. And, you know, both of these are cool and all, right? They got the power and all that stuff. That's great, but I don't need it. I think I'm fine with what I've got here. Just because of that slight bit of extra money and stuff that goes into it. So these are the boxcars that go 12. Sorry, not 12. 12 capacity, 50 miles per hour, and they hold these finalized goods. So we can ship goods, food, tools, machines, and the chems, the plastic. And I think I'll go with a 72 capacity for now on this train. I think, yeah. And we'll see what the route's going to be. So for this, I would really like to get this food place cranking, right? Just cranking, even more than it already is. And so I'm going to adjust this route. This route here that goes from here to here is no longer going to go into town. They're going to stay out of town. They're just going to go back and forth from here. I'm kind of thinking maybe there's a way we could monetize that return trip, but the only way I could think of doing that would be to take the food from here and to bring it to Palm Bay, but we're already going to be doing that with the boxcar. So I think that doesn't matter. And if I can get this machine shop running, I think that would be a really cool thing to sell all the way over here. I think it'd be a really cool challenge to get Denton and Lafayette's machine needs, and Pittsburgh. Look at that, Pittsburgh. Get all of their machine needs met by Palm Bay. I think that'd be sweet. The only little asterisk on that is that there's no sawmill. So you'd have to do this sawmill over here. We'd have to use the West Jordan sawmill and get that flat car, right? That's coming in here to get these. We'd have to have it go through Jordan. That's that pass-through line. Have it go through Jordan, pick up the planks. No. West Jordan. Yeah. Sorry. It would stop in West Jordan, get the planks, bring them to Palm Bay, right? And then it would be an unpaid route to here because there's actually nothing in Palm Bay aside from the wood. So we could pick up the wood. There it is. Problem solved. That's what we're going to do with the flatbed. We're going to take this into here. So in other words, in order to do that, Palm Bay needs to be connected. And I believe residential's on this side. So if I could get I think I'm going to get the train station to be a terminus station. And I think I'm going to get it to be like right in here. I'm going to move this road over like that and get that station, I think, to be like right in here. Which means there's a little bit of commercial building. I don't think we need to destroy it. No. I'm not going to destroy it. We're going to go in with a terminus station like this. And I think, yeah, again, we're going to place this. I kind of want to do it right off this, to be honest, because it's right there into the. Yeah, I'm going to do it right there. If anyone was planning on expanding over here with the city, I apologize in advance, but you're not as important as I am, okay? That's how it goes. So we will go, I think, here. Yes, we'll go here. This gives me room to expand that out this way if we need to. Yeah, for sure. And then streets. Put a little one there. And that will get everybody connected up to where they eat food, most importantly. The fuel is already being provided. I really don't need to mess with the fuel. That's already being provided really well by this line, as evidenced by that. It's doing really well. In fact, I'd love to get this to produce even more, because I bet you we could produce even more out of this. All I'd have to do is just get more cars on this delivering, get that loop really cranking, and then that fuel could get shipped back to West Jordan, which is going to be good. So, fuel tanker, right? Get that there. Oh, I was going to do the fuel tanking ship. That's going to be next video. We'll have to do it next video. I've just spent too much time on rails today. It's going to have to be the next video. So I think that's where I want this rails to be, though. I want this to be here, and then I'm just going to make a quick tweak to where this road is, because I think it's a little too close to my station. Okay. And then do I want, box cars and the oil tanker. We'll have at least those two things and the flatbed, but all of those things are going to be on the station. So we will go ahead and add tracks here, and then another platform here. Whoops, that's not the way I want that. There we go, like that. There we go. And then, should I put it on the other side? I still think I want it on this side just because it keeps it away from the houses just a little bit more. So I think that's what we'll do. Yeah. So tracks, one more set of tracks, and then finally the platform. Of course, I wanted a passenger train in here at some point because I really do want passenger lines at some point. So maybe we'll have those be on this side. We'll have a passenger line. Finally get to use this intentionally. Oh, or not. Hello. No? Oh, autosave. Gotcha. There we go. And then finally the tracks will be right here. So this will be where the passenger train comes in. So you see, there's a lot going on in Palm Bay. Or at least there will be soon. Box cars coming in here for sure. Definitely lots of stuff for box cars in here. Flatbed for the wood, which we're going to source from over there instead of over here. God, it'd be so much faster, though, to source it from here. Wouldn't it? I feel like it'd be so much faster to source it from there. I mean, I guess it's not that inconvenient. It's just really far. I feel like this is much closer. I bet you I could set this up right now. All right, you know what? We're gonna pause it right here. I'm gonna come back for the next one with a route that keeps this thing alive, that doesn't involve lots of cars. I'm gonna set that up right now. That flatbed route is gonna come in here. We're gonna set this rail in, and the flat cars are already gonna come in here and request wood from Palm Bay to bring them to West Jordan. And we're gonna use this sawmill to do things. We're gonna use the sawmill to do things. And then once the sawmill's up and running, we'll bring the train, we'll pick up it will pick up the planks and then pick up wood. There you go. Yeah, pick up planks, then pick up the wood, then bring the planks back, or pick up the wood, bring the wood back for the planks, and then also pick up the construction materials, and then off you go, right? That's the way that train's gonna be. So we're gonna set that up starting next video, and then I'm also gonna get the river route too. So I spent like $10 million just now. That was crazy. So, but you know, it's the infrastructure that sets me up for being able to really have a lot of cool routes later on, and I won't have to think so much about it because the rails are already kind of in, and I thought ahead with the stations and stuff. So I think as long as everything works the way my brain is working, which is not guaranteed ever, I think we'll be fine. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.